Hey everybody, it's Christy Miley with Caldwell Banker Shook and Redbird Realty Group, and I am going to do a short video that explains some of the frequently asked questions that I receive regarding how to prep your property to put it on the market currently. So this prep list is a list that I would send to just about anyone I'm ready to list. It's just a basic list that isn't custom tailored to each individual property. And so just to get a start, if you want to go ahead and work on all of these, and then typically my clients will have me come over and do a walkthrough to determine the individualized plan that would work best for their property. But one of the most important things is make sure that all of your light fixtures have working bulbs. So there's many reasons for this. One is it will end up just showing on the inspection anyway, and they will likely to be likely to ask you to prove that that fixture works if it didn't have a bulb during the inspection process. So might as well just go ahead and avoid that. And it also helps with lighting for staging, obviously, and for safety purposes. Another tip on that is the white toned lighting tends to look much more modern and is better for showing than the yellow toned bulbs. In my personal property, I was shocked when I went through. I have a tri-level with overhanging eaves, and so my own property is kind of dark. And we replaced all of the lights with the more updated white spectrum, and the whole house looks different. So it really can make a huge impactful difference. I know it's expensive to replace your bulbs, but I do highly recommend for anyone listing that you go ahead and update the bulbs and make sure they're all working. Check all of the shutoff valves under your sinks. Make sure they're not stuck or leaking. These are just, again, common things that pop up on the inspection, and you can just go ahead and avoid them now. So it's a good thing to do ahead of time as you're prepping. Make sure the exterior faucets aren't stuck or leaking. Make sure that access to your attic, your crawl space, your furnace, your electrical panel, all of that is very clearly visible and accessible. So remove any obstacles to any buyer or buyer's agent or inspector looking at those types of aspects of your home. Check all of your windows for smooth operation. I've sold properties that were only a few years old, and they had windows above the sink that were hard to reach, for instance, and it was a brand new, almost new window, almost new home, and on the inspection it came up that the window was unable to be opened. It was purely just stuck because it had never been opened. So just check your windows. If you have stiff windows or windows that don't lock, go ahead and try to correct those if possible. Most clients will want the windows to be in as good of condition as possible. Most people, it won't hurt if you power wash your house on the exterior, power wash your drive, clean your gutters, clean your windows if you need. That also helps with lighting and staging, and it just helps it to look maintained. Have your HVAC serviced and cleaned if needed, and keep those records. Buyers love to see good furnace and maintenance records. Same for the air conditioner. Change the filter if I didn't already say that. Test your smoke alarms. Make sure your smoke alarms are working. If you have outlets that are within 6 feet of a water source or on the exterior of your home, those should be GFCI protected. In my experience, that's been about $50 per outlet for a professional to do. I know a lot of homeowners are able to also do that themselves sometimes. I always recommend a professional for electrical, but just a note, that's always going to pop up, and it's of all of the items that it's most challenging to get past on an inspection. Electrical seems to be one of them. Nobody really wants faulty electrical, of course. And then just a little bit of staging tips. So if you've done all of that prep, that just basic prep, clean it up, brighten it up, make sure it looks well maintained. For staging, which I do free light staging on any property that needs it, free included in my commission, of course, but just general tips again. All of the lights should be on in your property for showings. The toilets should be shut. The trash should be taken out. I'm referring to my frequently asked questions list is why I'm glancing away. Remove all of your personal items from counters. We just want the home to look like a product being sold more so than a home that is actually lived in my opinion. So we want to look like we're showcasing it versus showing how it looks when lived in. So remove any excess items on the floors or in the corners of rooms, items that project out into the hallways. Like if you have a tricky layout and maybe your couch is projecting out a little further than you may want it to into a walkway or something like that, try to eliminate those types of quirky things, just because we don't want to plant that seed that it is a hard property to arrange. And we just want things to be open and flowing. Sometimes when people do showings, it's their agent, 2 or 3 adults, maybe even a family member. So it could be a small group that's trying to come through. So just keep it spacious if possible. Fresh, neutral decor, again, not personalized. So just plants, flowers, candles, the things that make a home look warm but not personalized are typically great to add. So for instance, I'll have someone take all of the items off of their bathroom counter, and then I'll come back in and I'll just put a brand new white hand towel, new fancy soap, maybe 1 candle and 1 plant, something like that. So it just looks staged versus lived in. Take all of the magnets and all of the items off of your refrigerator, and that's the same concept. We're just trying to reduce visual clutter, make the property look larger, more spacious, more flow, and then deep clean the kitchen and the baths. So clean the appliances, clean the floors. It can add up to several $100s. I do know that a professional deep clean on all of the fixtures and the vents and things like that does add up. But that is one thing I can pretty much guarantee you will always get a return on, is just a good deep clean. If you need to paint anything, you have really, bright or dark or individualized colors, all white properties or all neutral properties do tend to show better, especially online. Same with if you just want to, and I can do this as well. I do this for almost every property I sell. I replace the shower curtains, the towels, the rugs, all of that, and I just do all new white spa, brand new items. And that's, again, complimentary. I'll do that for you. So that's just kind of like an overview of where to start. If you've done all of this, you're probably pretty ready to sell in this current market, especially where we have such a limited inventory that it hasn't been as impactful to do a lot of repairs in advance for this current market. People are getting less of a return, in my opinion. And because buyers have been so taxed in many ways for so many seasons, I think it's refreshing for them at this point to see something priced a little bit less and needing a little bit of their personal touches so that they can afford to get into it and then do things on their own. So my opinions and my advice constantly shift and change as the market shifts and changes. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and contact me. Let me know your property address. I can do a drive-by pretty immediately, usually same day, and then start discussing with you an individualized plan. And then, of course, once we get me inside the property, I can really dial in a strategy for staging, presentation, preparation, marketing, all of that will be able to get you your maximum offer amount. So thank you so much. And I did film this in the manner vertically because that's what Instagram and a lot of social media wants currently. So please forgive the format. If you're not used to that, it's just how most things are filmed these days. So thank you so much. And it's 427-1905-765 or just ChristyMiley.com. Thank you.